Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's stream. We're playing some Terra Invicta finally. I'm so happy to be getting back into this game. It's such a good game. And for those of you who don't know what Terra Invicta is, this is a grand strategy game. It is a grand strategy game where you will control a clandestine organization in the face of an alien invasion. What a beautiful tash. Yes, I did it lawful. There it is. Let me give you a close-up. There it is. My tash. Bed's already starting to come back to being a stubble. So good. I wish my wife thought the same thing. She's not best pleased. But Baby Strat loves it. She looks at me and laughs and says, "You look so silly." Absolutely loves it. She wants me to get rid of it though. She wants me to get rid of it. What I think I'll do is go full clean is the next step. Yeah, probably tomorrow. So this is the last day I'll have a tash. Although I've got to say, I've gotten used to it. It's taken a couple days, but now I don't look at myself in the mirror and go like, what the f is that? Now I go, hey, that actually kind of looks kind of feel it. But what I've noticed is like what you wear really matters with the stash, right? Like just in a t-shirt don't look good. I put on a suit, looks real good. But anyway, I really wanted you and I wanted Vulgar to see it before I get rid of the tash, but that is happening, and then we'll go back to being a full bearded weirdo. Also, I need some action, and my wife won't touch me, so I mean, it's gotta happen. No more travel for you. Back for the rest of the year. I hope you had a great trip. Okay. This game. Terra Invicta. Do you remember Terra Invicta? We are a clandestine organization. Aliens are invading. We don't know what their goals are. We do know that they're hostile. Is it my current squeeze? No, it's just a game that I always want to get back into and never really have the time. Because I'm on my free time, I'm playing like other games, Gal Civ, and doing recordings for YouTube and all of that. But now I'm thinking to just play some of the games that I want to play and port it over to YouTube. So I'm going to be doing a little bit more of that strategy flavor here. And yes, we'll still occasionally be touching base with some extraction shooters. You know, we like those. And Hunt Showdown, of course. But I really want to get to 1,000. I've hit 500 on YouTube. Now I need 1,000. So everything I do should be sort of geared towards that. And you know, I ask myself those questions. Will this help me get to my goal? And a lot of times the answer is no. Like unfortunately, when I went and installed Dota and played on stream on Monday, I'm like, yeah, Dota, casual, fun. Tuesday, I fell into the Dota hole. I played nothing but Dota 2 all day. Tuesday was a wasted day. Wednesday, I uninstalled Dota. When, like, this is why you can't have nice things. Get rid of it. It's out. It took all of one day for me to fall into the hole. I'm like, God damn it. Get it out. Friends are like that with League. It's just such... I don't want to get into it. You're going to get me to reinstall it. I don't want to get into it. But it is extremely addictive. Because it is such a deep, strategic, replayable game. Every match is different. Your teammates are different. The hero lineups are different. There's so many different heroes. And even if you had the same heroes, their build orders might be different. The laning stage goes there. Everything is different. Every time it's different. Anyway. Let's head down to planet Earth, shall we? Where shit's going down. Now, we are playing as the initiative, I believe. The Illuminati. The all-seeing eye. I've actually forgotten what our goals are. Because I've forgotten mostly and largely how to play this game. I'm just trying to get back into it. But we started with an America opener. We have gained control of America. We have control of Canada. We had Mexico at one point, but we gave it up. But we will get it back at some point because our goal will be eventually to unite all of the Americas into one mega state. And then eventually, the world. But let's talk about Terra Invicta. What are you trying to do here? Well, aliens are invading, and you control an organization with an agenda. There's 7 of them, and each one has a different thing they're trying to do. Some are maybe trying to fight the aliens while protecting humanity. Humanity first just wants to eliminate aliens and anybody associated with aliens, regardless of the shape of that species. You've got Project Exodus, which just thinks that planet Earth is lost and wants to GTFO. You've got the servants who worship the aliens and are actively trying to help them fulfill whatever their agenda is on planet Earth. You have got... I forget who the other guys are. That's Exodus. Humanity first, the things. There's ours, who I believe we want to make ourselves the equal of the alien. So get them to recognize that we are their equals. And I believe there's the Protectorate as well, who want to appease the aliens. Which is different. It's a different thing. I might be forgetting somebody, but whatever. So how do we accomplish these goals? Well, we have operators. These people over here are counselors that will go around the globe doing various missions. This can be from infiltrating the government to seize control, thereby giving us access to its economy and resources and all of the other stuff that goes along with it. In the case of places that have nuclear weapons, we have nuclear weapons. And there's a lot that you can do with this political simulator side of the game. You can form treaties and blocks, you can break them apart, you can develop weapons of mass destruction, you can disarm all of the weapons of mass destruction if you want. There's a lot that you can do with this political simulator, and it's just one aspect of the game in order to further your agenda, which I really like. Eventually, you will expand out into space, where you're going to try to colonize planets for the various resources that they have. This will allow you to hopefully build up a ship and an armada to defend against the aliens. Because the aliens don't really think very much of our species. We are not really regarded as a threat. They have got an enormous technological advantage on us. And largely, as long as we don't interfere with them and appear too hostile, they will leave us alone to build up sort of stealthily, right? We don't want them to know that we are actually going to try and take them down. And that's reflected in this meter up here. This is a threat meter. This will eventually go up to the point, and if it reaches a certain limit, the aliens will start taking actions. They'll send a fleet over, they'll blow up your satellites, destroy your mining bases on other planets, that sort of thing, and just sort of put you back in your place. And while that is all going on, of course, there are actual aliens running around the planet. We haven't discovered any yet, but there are alien operatives, much like we have operatives, running around and doing various things, from mind controlling government officials, making it easier for the servants to get in, which then makes the servants easier to break apart factions or take over control of territories and start wars and that sort of stuff, and just generally put the globe into a mess. They are also spreading alien fauna and doing whatever other alien shit. So that's something that we want to be on the lookout to see if we can maybe spot one of these alien operatives and maybe do something about him. But our goal is going to be to prove ourselves the equal of the aliens. So we will need at some point to capture some alien technology and just generally stop the place from going to complete shit. At the moment, though, things are going to shit. As much as we would like to stop these things from happening, Syria is at war with France. The France-Syria war is on. This would be the humanity first going up against the protectorate. So that's no good. I think there's some megafauna also that spawned in. This is an alien thing that can happen when like the alien's spreading its flora. Eventually will spawn some fauna that comes out and starts messing shit up. But it looks like it's being defeated by an army there, so that's nice. We don't have to worry about that. We're across the pond, but we do have to kind of worry about it because we wanna keep an eye on stuff. Meanwhile, over in America, we are working on our research. We are working on our boost because our next step for us is to head up into space. There's some mining that we need to get done. We would like to get over to Mars. We would like to maybe get up one of these very useful sites, something like that has water, volatiles, and I'll take anything else. This will be kind of where we want to go. And the first step to doing that is to send a probe over. We should be able to get a probe over there. We'll launch the Prospector probe. It's going to take a full year to get over there. But the sooner we get that done, the better. We would also like to get a base down, but the probe sort of needs to reach there, and we're going to need the boost. Boost is a resource that you generate on your planet if you have a space program going, and it will accrue over time, and you use that to basically get stuff up from Earth into orbit. Are the rebels pro or anti-alien? You mean humanity first are very much anti-alien. The resistance are anti-alien as well. The difference between the two is that the resistance are more restrained in the actions that they will take to defeat the aliens. Like the rebels will be less likely to nuke a place just because it has aliens there, whereas humanity first will just say, glass it. Just nuke them from orbit. Kind of the difference there. But anyway, we've got all of our assignments locked in, and we'll go over what we're trying to accomplish. In a nutshell, the servants had control of the United Kingdom, and I wasn't comfortable with that. So I'm getting in there to try and stop the servants who, remember, are trying to actively help the aliens. I thought this was very, very funny, because we all know that the Queen was a reptile. We're not sure about the King just yet. Like Grand Strategy XCOM, exactly. But the game will eventually leave planet Earth. All of the royals, yeah. And head up into space. You will be building spaceships, and you will be going into combat with those spaceships. Eventually. Much further down the road. And you will be able to take the fight out to the alien. Because at the moment, I don't know if we'll be able to see it. The aliens are located somewhere out over there. They've got bases. They're sending ships in all the time. They are also expanding all the time. So they are slowly making their way towards the inner solar system. And at some point, they will eventually invade planet Earth en masse. At the moment, everything that they're doing is sort of like, you know, behind the scenes. They're still playing it, keeping it low for whatever reason. But sooner or later, you're gonna want to take the fight and push them back and show these aliens that we are not some dumb ape species. We are humanity. We're gonna try. Let's go ahead and confirm those assignments. We will speed up time to the maximum because that part doesn't really matter. And hit the space button and get ready to get a little motion sick. Whee!
Offering counsel.
Let's just maybe not have space spinning in the background. Okay, so we investigated a counselor. They're affiliated with the servants and they're working as an evangelist. So we have identified a servant, and I kind of like assassinating servants. We also researched some autocannons. At the moment, our research, we are... Have you seen the tech tree in this game? Let me show you the tech tree. This is the tech tree. View the tech only tree, please, because the other one does my head in. This is the tech tree. All sorts of stuff that you can do here, and each one of these researches unlocks a bunch of other technologies that can be researched. Right? And to give you an idea of what that looks like, I'm gonna hit this button, and then this is what we're dealing with here. All right. Because the tech unlocks a bunch of other researchables. Okay. Now we are trying to get... We're currently researching Unity movements in the hope of moving on towards... where is it? It's pretty far down the line. We're looking for Great Nations. There it is. Great Nations. Because this will allow us to do United North America and actually unite North America with Canada. And then I believe that leads on to something else that'll allow us to take Southern America as well, Mexico and all of those places, and make one mega continent. But that's sort of our goal. We're heading in that direction. Once we get Unity movements, we'll probably also need to get Fall of Empires research. These will all take a long time, but we're America. We've got really good research. One of the reasons why we went for it. And other than sort of going in that direction, we're just researching. I don't know what we need. So we're just sort of getting anything that's cheap that maybe will help us out. Because we've got our, like, 2 bits of research that we can do. We can research 2 projects. And I really love how this game handles research. So up at the top here, you've got the research projects that all countries contribute to. Right? And this will be the sort of big researches. These are the research that are coming out of... These researches are all researched by everybody. All factions can contribute to the research, right? Including our faction. So you'll see here everybody's kind of chipping in, some more than others. And the person who contributes the most to this will be able to choose the next tech that gets researched, that everybody gets to contribute to. So being able to control at least one of these, we're controlling this branch of the tech tree over here at the moment and trying to hold on to it so that we can sort of steer the technology in a direction that is beneficial to us and our agenda. Right up here. And then once those have been researched, all of the lesser technologies or the actual technologies that unlocks become available for you to do on your personal research. And you need to sort of divide how much of your total research is going towards these projects. So we've got 60% going towards this research block over here, 20% going towards this, and 20% towards this. That's 100 for those of you who don't maths good. And you can change and toggle these on the fly as you like. But at the moment, 1 pip is enough here. 20% of our research is enough to hold onto this tech tree and steer things the way we want to go, while we bash through some of our other researches. It's a really nice system, and I quite like it. I quite like it. Now, a couple things to keep an eye on. You always want to know who's in power in the places that have nuclear weapons, right? So Russia has some nukes. North Korea has an nuke currently in the hands of the Project Exodus, so that's pretty safe. Not sure, does Britain have? Yeah, Britain has some, which is kind of why I want to kick these guys out of Britain. Because I don't like the idea of alien servants having nuclear weapons. At least a large stockpile of them. But anyway, that's currently what we're working on. Getting these guys out of Great Britain. We are increasing our public support, and that allows all of our missions to be a little bit easier to do, while increasing the unrest in the United Kingdom to hopefully make it easier for us to kick these guys
Unless
out.
you too want to be shouted.
Alright, we have alien abductions happening on our neck of the woods. I don't love that. We're gonna have to send somebody over. That means that they might be trying to mind control some of our military leaders, which might make it easier for the servants to do things here. So that's something we're gonna want to take care of. Goody. So, we currently have 5 counselors. Let me introduce you.
For my mission.
Catherine is our diplomat. She's got high persuasion. She's good at going around and just like talking at people and helping and making them like our country. So, how the missions work is that at the start of the game you have, I think it's 2 counselors, and you get to recruit more as you go along. And they all come with various different missions that they can go on. And those missions are sort of tied to various attributes. So for example, persuasion will let her do control public campaigns, turn counselors, and control space assets, that sort of thing. Better. She'll have a better chance of doing them the higher her stats are. And as she does missions, she will get XP, and you'll be able to use that XP to increase these. You also increase your attributes via organizations that you can purchase and control. It'll give you various bonuses, different statistics. We would probably love this guy, actually. What do we need to get that? 13 ops. And we can pick up the Ustonia organization. Must have these traits. Criminals. I don't think we have any criminals, do we? They've also got some traits down here that'll give them some bonuses, or maybe open up the potential for some organizations, or restrict access to certain countries. It depends. But I don't think we have any criminals, which sort of sucks. But anyway, these are randomly generated at the start of the game. It's all random when you recruit people what they'll have. But there are organizations that will give you the ability to do certain things. For example, the one we were looking at over here will give hostile takeover and defend interests as missions that you can do. So you will be able to, you know, add missions to their repertoire. But ideally, you want to get, you know, their stats high enough to be able to accomplish missions. Because let's say we wanted to do a public campaign here, which takes persuasion, and run it against this United Kingdom. Our counselor gets a plus 14.5 due to their persuasion skill. The fact that we have a mass media control point, that's this control point over here, that gives us a bonus. Family ties is one of her traits. And control in larger allies or the Federation helps us out a little bit. Because we're playing on cinematic difficulty, they have a -2 to defend against this, and their national population is, you know, giving them a 5.4, making it very easy for us to actually do whatever we want in terms of public campaigning in this region. And that is basically how it works for all abilities, whether or not you're going to be successful. Now, you can, in some instances, spend cash or another resource to boost your odds of completing and succeeding the mission. I don't love that the servants are over here doing stuff. We're going to want to do something about that. We don't know what their mission is. We could investigate them again to find out what their missions is. But the fact that they're here with a high persuasion kind of tells me that they're trying to gain a little bit of support to make it easier for them to do stuff. So what we will do is take the opportunity to send our spy, who has a very high investigation and espionage, and probably run an assassination and just try to assassinate this person. We have a success of, yeah, 69. We got to go with a 69% chance to assassinate this fool. So we're gonna do that.
My sights. Ready to go.
And we're just gonna try to take out that operative. They're going to need, if this goes off, they will lose that operative and we'll have to recruit somebody else. They'll lose however much experience that this person had and have to recruit somebody, you know, and level them up, make them better. So we want to get rid of them.
Ready.
If possible, I would love to do a hostile takeover as well, but it doesn't look like we can. That'll allow us to steal any organizations that somebody has on them, but I don't think they have any. The fact that we can get off this assassination kind of tells me that this is not somebody who's very good. Now down here we have our rebel. You can lead a combat unit against a fixed alien asset. This is alien life forms over in Abidjan.
Taking it to them.
I'm here.
And what's happening here is basically there's alien life forms. Like alien grass or whatever. And we're going to send her over there with some alien weed whackers and get her to take that out. Because we don't want that to spread too much. If it spreads too much, then we end up getting things like that creature popping up. And generally a bad idea. Don't want it to happen.
Standing by for orders.
However, we do need to investigate this.
Ready.
Ready for my mission.
But all of our people are otherwise occupied. And we don't have the ops available to even run that mission, which is unfortunate. So what I will do is quickly dip into my research. We will change project. I'm gonna need to run operations research. We'll get that done really quickly. That'll give us 20 ops. And then we'll hopefully be able to run that next turn.
Standing by.
In the meantime, we want to keep our public opinion in America as high as possible to stop people from breaking in, or at least having an easy time of doing it.
Where to?
And this person is just here advising our military and our science. And that's it. That's our turn. Everybody's signed. Go ahead and hit the spacebar and see how that all plays out. Let's see if we get this assassination. New project available. Research alien movements. We're going to want to do that. That'll help us track down aliens a little bit better. So as soon as this other research that we've got going on happens, we'll swap to that.
Down.
Okay. Happily, we did manage to assassinate that servant. They're dead now.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Public campaign is a success in the UK and in America. Very good. New project available. What's up, crackers? How you doing? Space chests? Kind of. Kind of. And there is our 20% ops. Hopefully we can run that mission now. And for our next research, we do want to get this alien movements done. I think that's really important. Allows direct detection of alien operatives. We weren't able to detect them up until now. So hopefully we can get that done. And making sure we keep on top of this. Okay. And let's see what happened with the alien grass over here.
Secured.
It was a success. We've reduced it by 41%, but it's likely some remains, which means it might crop back up at some point. So... but at least we did something about it. And as yet, the aliens still don't really think we're a threat.
We must think small. Look to the mongoose, fearlessly striking down
Carbon
the king cobra.
nanotombs has been
Order the
unlocked
Eurasian stock,
by humanity
prey
first. We see another person coming over to America. We're going to assassinate them. Special project is available, +2 to unrest missions, which is good. Unrest increased by 3 in our nations when they are conquered, which is good. And grants the following resource, 20 extra ops. All good. Some new organizations have come through, and organizations are extremely important because it's the primary way that you can boost your attributes. As you'll see, for example, this will boost our espionage and persuasion by 1, plus give us a +5 income, and give us the ability to steal projects. The amount of organizations you have is kind of limited by your administration, or is limited by your administration. There's 1, 2, and 3 star organizations. Each one takes 1, 2, and 3 administration from your total limit. This person can have up to a total of 14 at the moment because of his administration limit. But the most important administrations, or the most important organizations that you can get, are the ones that directly boost your administration, because that allows you to get more organizations. Lots of organizations is good. Unfortunately, we can't get that because we have no criminals, but you always kind of want to keep an eye out for, I would say, first, organizations that boost your ability to get more organizations. So boost your administration. Anything that gives you extra boost is good because boost is very hard to come by. That allows you to get things up into space. And then you're looking for things that are going to give you good statistics that you want. For example, I really want more espionage on my assassin. So let's go over to our spy, our main assassin lady. And let's say we give her this. This will give her a +1. As well as some other bonuses. And it takes up 2 of her 18. So she's up to 15. We could probably even give her this for an extra bit of persuasion and espionage. And I don't see a real reason why we wouldn't. Let's go ahead and do that. She will be a much better assassin now. For the moment. That's very good. So, public opinion about us has dropped in the United States, probably because these person are doing a mission, so pretty similar setup. Now that we have the ability to do in the investigate alien activity, we'll take this person, get them to investigate what's going on here in Canada.
Reporting in.
We will take our rebel. Or maybe not. We will take our spy. Unfortunately, our spy is detected by these organizations down here. So the servants, the protectorate? I don't know. These factions know that where our agent is. But I think that's okay. We will investigate this counselor. 98% chance of success. But this game very much uses XCOM reasoning when it comes to those percentages. So expect 98% to fail.
Standing by.
A lot of the time. A lot of the time. Now, what else do we need to do? We're investigating this person. We would still like to make unrest happen over in the UK, so let's continue to do that. While we are sowing unrest, they're going to be running operations that are going to try to stabilize that country as well. Well, let's go ahead and make that happen. Let's keep public support in America since that's dropping.
I will tell our story.
What's the op?
And this guy, he's not really great. I would love him to have some extra skills, but we'll just keep him advising. At least it's useful.
Offering assistance.
Confirm those assignments. Send it forward.
Offering support.
So every time we advise, we increase the nation's research output by 1%, investment points by 14%, and the performance of all its armies and local defenses by 0.05 miltech value. None of which means a lot to me. It has to do with these numbers. I don't love that our science is going down, but we recently pumped a little bit more into something. And that was a resistance person who came over, which we could kind of see the resistance kind of building up a little bit of a following here.
The uprising is underway.
Unrest is increased over in the UK. Good. Want to keep that going. Lots of stuff going down over here. Alrighty. So we investigated that. We get a small bonus to our Xeno research. And we'll see if maybe something else is over here. We should surveil this location. But somebody else is over here as well, and we don't know who that is. So I think our spy is going to check out who that is.
Initiating surveillance.
I should probably find out. There was somebody over here. And I would really like to assassinate any of their operatives who are coming over here to stabilize this country. But for now, we'll continue to destabilize it.
Time to bring it all down. Reporting in.
Continue to build up our
Where to?
public support. Do the advised missions, and
Ready.
you're a little bit free now. I think I will spend a turn just to surveil in Canada and see
Initiating
if we
surveillance.
spot something. Anything.
Surveilling target area.
Offering counsel.
Project completed. Solar arrays. Fantastic. Open our research. Where do we go from here? I think we finish off molten salt batteries. For now, let's just get that done. We started it, let's finish it.
Person of interest surveilled.
Alright, that was an academy person. Not a servant.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
The people will be free.
There was maybe an opportunity. Alien abductions reported in New York City. Okay. I wonder if we got that because of surveilling. Well, anyway. First up, you go
Heading
investigate that.
Ready to go.
New organizations have popped up. Anything interesting? No. No. Nothing too interesting. We could hostile takeover, but we don't have a very good chance of success. Their administration is 25 against our 14. Wow. Yeah, this is why you want to buy up orgs that give you administration as well. But okay. I suppose we will just continue to
Offering
advise.
assistance.
Ready for orders.
Ready for orders.
You're free to maybe go back to destabilizing the United Kingdom. Only 66% chance for
people will
success,
rise.
but okay.
Ready for orders.
We'll also increase unrest over here.
The people will rise.
The people
here.
will rise. And public campaigning in America. Don't love that we have fallen
We'll make our appeal.
so low. Okay. Confirm all of that.
Lending my expertise.
Advised mission completed. There we go. Project complete. Alien movements. This will allow us to hopefully detect aliens.
We've developed the capability to track the aliens.
Excellent. New objective. We need to kill an alien. Now we have the ability to effectively track alien movements. We should acquire one for study. We see no reason to take additional risk of keeping it alive. So that is our faction objective at the moment. As we complete certain things, it'll give us another goal on top of that. And our next goal is to find and kill an alien. Presumably after that, they're going to want us to like capture the alien, but I think we need a little bit more ops because we're going to want to probably be spending some ops to make that happen. There it is, operations research. These are repeatable, but every time you research it, it gets a little bit more expensive. But we'll just get it out there. Won't take us very long at all. We are still leading on this part of the tech tree, so that's all good. And I think we need to... I don't love that our science is going down. I would much prefer our science going up. Also, people have been doing destabilizing missions over in the US, probably. we're going to invest a little bit in military because that's going to at least sort of help combat the unrest. We really don't need to be spoiling. Well, we do need to be spoiling a little bit, not that much. What do we not need? I think we can pull back on mission control for now. And we should probably boost unity a little bit. Something like this. Okay.
Prepping for next mission.
The revolution is coming. The revolution is coming.
Alright, we've put them into a state of strife. We want to get that up as high as possible. That's going to give us a bonus. Investigate the aliens. Very good. Alien base detected out in space. More stations being detected. New project available. Nanotube armor. I feel like this is a resistance person, or maybe it's an alien actually. Easy way to find out. Aliens have very high statistics. With a 99% chance to investigate that, I feel like that is not an alien. We see something with like a 60-70% chance. Maybe. We know they've been active here though. I'm going to investigate who this is.
Tracking target. Standing by for orders.
I don't think it's the servants. I do feel like somebody is going to come here and reduce this unrest, but we are going to keep raising that as much as possible.
What's the op?
Your orders?
Our gentleman here, public campaign.
Making our case.
Your orders?
Ready to
And
go.
I would really like this to become a bit more peaceful. So I'm going to use this gentleman to stabilize our own nation.
We'll make things safe.
Standing by for orders.
You go ahead and
I will help
advise. Okay.
Lending my expertise.
Thank you for the ops. That's going to be important. Next up. Here's the thing, I just don't know what we need. We're gonna go for a molten core fission reactor. And this is all like ship components. But it's just tech that we research to get to higher spec tech. Because if we were to make a ship
Surveillance
with
complete.
these crappy technologies, like they just won't have enough Delta V to get anything done. Maybe to stay in orbit around the planet, but then we can't even fight the aliens, and we wouldn't want to because that'll just stir them up and get them to be a bit more aggressive than we want. So
Death to tyrants.
yeah, somebody came over here and reduced the
Orders
strife.
returning.
We're back to being peaceful. That is good news.
If some ancient
There is a
race of
rival law
friendly,
being
gentle
completed
snakemen suddenly crawled from the
by the
desert,
Protectorate.
they would have no rights.
I don't mind it. Belgium. Somebody's hanging out in Belgium. Alarming new disease. A new disease is spreading. Global health watchdogs are reportedly highly alarmed at a new variant of Rift Valley fever, a Bunya virus, which can spread easily from humans to humans. Severe case symptoms can include liver failure, loss of vision, or even hemorrhagic Hemorrhagic. That's that word. Fever. And even more worrisome is its tendency to cause miscarriage and infecting a pregnant person. There's currently no treatment or vaccine. This is concerning. Event unlock successful treatment or provide funding for additional research and we'll get a public boost. Which we will do. See, we're good guys. We're good people. Project complete. Molten salt. Batteries. Fine. I'm just going to bash out this supply depot. It's going to be relevant at some point. It really takes no time to get these technologies done. Solid core fission reactor. Get that one out. Org marketplace has flipped. I mean, that would be really good for our spy. And it's very cheap. Let's keep it going. Buy that for her. She's basically full on orgs now. I don't see anything else really worth picking up. United Kingdom, under the control of the servants, and Austria are now rivals. They may declare war on each other. The United Kingdom will suffer a loss in cohesion if it declares war before the 15th of December. It seems like the servants are going to try and pick a fight and try and destabilize the world a little bit further, and I would ideally like to stop that from happening. And in order to do that, I will need to take control of this point, the executive branch of government. And that way they won't be able to do any more of that bullshit to stop us. It's kind of hard to do though. We would first need to do a crackdown mission. And in order to pull off a crackdown mission, we need to have a high investigation on somebody that can do the crackdown. So I suppose our spy might not be a bad person if they have that ability. They do. And they'll get a 13% chance to succeed. But if we pump a bunch of influence into that, we can get that up to a 67. The problem is that will just be like phase 1. Crackdown breaks the defenses, and then you'll be able to go in and do something like a purge mission to purge them out. What I was hoping to do was just full on do a coup d'etat and with my rebel here. But I don't think her command is high enough to really pull off a coup. Which is why I was building up the unrest in the United Kingdom. Because over here, National Unrest 3.1 gives us a bonus. We're at 21.3 against a total difficulty of 46. So it's not likely to happen that way. Much easier to overthrow shitty third world countries via coups. Alright, so what are we doing here? We've got more alien assets. Alien asset in... Oh, hot. Hot?
Going in hot. Standing
You
by
are
for
going in
orders.
hot.
Ready to go.
Alright, you go do that. I think we will take our spy and we're gonna roll the dice here. We're gonna try to get her to crack down in this. Because it's September. We need to make that happen before December. And we can get all the way up to 67% chance. Break into the executive branch of government. 67. That ain't bad.
Turning up the heat.
That ain't bad. Let's go in there. I kind of would like to have gone off radar before we did that. How is this alien megafauna doing, by the way? I think it has killed the military that was here. It's fallen back. Maybe it isn't. This is the France war against this. Yeah, the France-Syria war. French tanks just hanging out here. Alright, well that's gonna happen. Don't know what we can do about that. In the meantime, I would very much like to find an alien. Now, we had reports that the aliens were particularly active in around like the Pakistan region. Maybe we'll do a surveil location
On
over
Overwatch.
here.
Acknowledged.
See if maybe we turn up something. Continue to advise with
Offering
you
assistance.
and
Reporting in.
our politician. Yeah, just. Now you'll notice up here. Before, like in Canada, we've got this little symbol. That means that these control points are defended, giving them a big bonus against enemy activities. It only lasts for a certain amount of turns, so we're going to need to get that defense back up in the United Kingdom. You do that by running a defend interest. It costs 20 influence to run, but we
Securing
will
our
go ahead and run that to get our defenses back here. That'll stop people from kicking us out of government, which would be a massive setback. But okay, that's everybody.
Recon.
Offering counsel.
Protecting our interests.
Good, I like the changes that we're having. Inequality is very high though.
We've neutralized their key
Don't
beacon.
love that. And we were successful in cracking down the United Kingdom. That's good. That might mean we can purge them out. So you see that defenses is broken up here. And let's go ahead and research. Countermeasures. I mean, we could be going through Unity a little bit faster now that these aren't really that big of a priority. So let's pump most of our research into getting this completed. And you'll see as we put more research into these, estimated completion time with 33% is the 1st of April 2025. It's currently September 2024. We can have that done by January, which is much closer. We'll get that done ASAP. I would very much like to get
PLZ is secure.
everything unified if possible. But okay. Complete success. Reduce the alien flora and fauna in this region by 82%. That's a good number. Critical success there even. Lots of people hanging out over here in the UK. People swarming in. Another alien base detected. Alien bases everywhere. United Kingdom under the control of the servants and Estonia have ended their alliance. Yeah. That's why we need you guys to get out. Control point in Canada. Control has our
Ready
defenses
for
have gone
orders.
down, so let's pull those back up.
Securing our control.
Now let's try to
Standing by.
kick the
What's
servants
the op?
down. To do that, we're going to need to do a purge. Purge also takes
Ready.
espionage, so we should have a fairly good chance of purging them out, 91%, and then we will have control of this. Now, unfortunately, you do have a control cap, so each one of these branches of government takes a certain amount of control. This one will cost us 16.5 control, and this is our control limit up here. Now, we're using 279 of our 285 cap, and this goes up by the amount of administration, command, and persuasion attributes that you have, as well as certain researches that you can do. But going over it isn't the end of the world. It just means you get a little bit of a reduction to your influence. So it will probably be worth it to hold on to that. We're going to purge them out.
Targeting
91%
opposition.
chance of
I'm
success.
here.
Our lady
Ready for
is over here, and she didn't find anything in Pakistan, so we'll just put her back to doing public campaigning in America. America's actually looking pretty good. I think we're fine for now. Let's keep it going
I will tell
in
our story.
the UK.
Ready to go.
Same thing,
We
public
must
campaign
persuade
over
them.
here.
Where to?
And as for you, there anyone for you to assassinate? He's resistance. We don't really want to assassinate the resistance. I need to find out who these are. Let's go ahead and
Initiating surveillance.
surveil the UK. Wanna find aliens. Now, a playthrough of Terra Invicta is one of those grand strategy games. It is not a short playthrough. One of the when you're setting up the game, one of the game modes specifically says this is like 100 hours easy playthrough, right? 100 hours plus. But time flies in
Securing
this
our
game.
interests.
Eyes
Because
up.
there's just like, it's always that one more turn sort of vibe, one more little step towards your greater goal. What did we do? We completed something. I didn't even see what it was. Probably could use the management research. This will increase our control point capacity by 5. It's pretty expensive, 2,500. I don't really want to have to do that. We're going to find other ways to increase. Let's get... this magazine. It's Vulgar, just the person I was hoping to see today. Hello, Vulgar. Vulgar. How are you? It goes good. How goes it to you? I look hot. Wow. I wish my wife thought that. Like actual. I don't know. I've gotten used to it. Honestly, in the last... like the first day I couldn't stand it. Show your mom. Oh god. Day 2 wasn't so bad. Day 3 I'm like, I could kind of get used to this. But I don't think my wife feels the same. Tonight we're going to go and do some beach volleyball. But a lot of our friends will be there, so I'm looking forward to being ribbed ever so not gently. In Italian. Evil's back, Bulgar, yay. I look suave. Like I said, certain things don't work, right? I honestly feel long hair and a tash, not a good look. Short hair tash, good look. Long hair, I don't feel really works. And Strat is missing out. Also, my daughter is taken to grabbing both ends of my mustache and like making me do funny faces. Maybe just the style of tash? Maybe. There's a lot of different things that you can do with a mustache. I've just gone for this kind of very thick but off the lip style. But you can get, you know, just over the lip and just very thick and short and bushy like that. Or you can do like a lot thinner. You can put a part in the middle. Down here, just get a solid line, get 2 divides going. You can make them curved. You can... There's a lot of different things you can do with a tash. I honestly think men of the world, tash is underutilized. The tash is underutilized. So many options. You don't have a naturally thin stash? Yeah, that's true. No, I actually have a fairly full mustache. Not like the rest of my beard. My beard kind of comes in quite patchy. A bit thin in some spots. So, yeah. Underutilized. feel a bit bad though, because we're going into Movember. Also, apparently not a thing here in Italy, by the way. My wife was like, what the hell is Movember? Like, you don't know Movember? I don't even know if Movember is still a thing. Was for a while. But it feels like I'll be ditching the Tash for Movember, and I don't know if I'm on board with that. Anyway. Where were we? Movember. The heck is that? Am I the only one that remembers Movember? Happy me. I feel like I'm going crazy now. Movember is the leading charity changing the face of men's health on a global scale, focusing on mental health and suicide prevention, prostate cancer, and some other stuff. And you show your support by just having a mustache. How do you guys not know this? I guess they haven't done anything in a while. It was a big deal for at least a couple of years running. They were like, oh, Movember, and all the guys would shave off their beards and grow a mustache, and they were like, yeah, I did it for Movember. You've never heard of that? Don't care about any of that stuff. Only heard of No Shave November. Really? Wow. Like, I thought it was a thing. I've always heard about it, and select your country region: Australia, Canada, Czech Republic, Denmark, France, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Singapore, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, United States, Movember, rest of Europe. It's still going because it's been updated to Movember Foundation 2024. Prostate cancer and testicular cancer. Alright, well, that takes a lot of pressure off. I can do whatever I want.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
It's a charity, yeah, exactly. Not Fox News. Oh man, I've got serious apprehensions about America's upcoming elections. Serious apprehensions. I would not like to be in America unless I was running the country, because clearly America's doing good. Look at all those up arrows. Huh. Let's see. The country's in the shitter. My aunt, who lives in America, came to visit. And, not to get too deep into politics, but her view was like, America's on its way out. Hot take from one American. I hope not. I hope they figure it out, and I hope they sort it out. And the rest of the world gets the backlash. Yeah. That's a real thing. Anyway. We wait and we see what happens. What am I doing with this character? I think we're in the middle of mission phase, so let's make that happen. Kind of hard not to talk politics when I'm playing a political game. On top of political games. Unbelievable. Success chance 99%. We rolled 100. Outcome failure.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Good old XCOM rules right there. Alright, did we actually manage to gain control? I mean, with 92% chance, you'd think yes. Alright, we've got them out. We've got them out. They can no longer, while we control this control point, make any executive changes to the country. We can, however. We can set national policy now. Costs a little bit of influence, but it's a mission that we can run For example, we can run it in set national policy, United
Time to
Kingdom.
make our move.
When that goes off, it'll give us
Standing by
a
for
bunch of
orders.
options on what we can do based on our technologies and our relations with other countries. You know, let us do stuff. We can now also nuke people if we need. We have control of the nukes as we have control of this. Now, there is still some servant presence here. The thing is, we can't really kick them out, but what we could do is maybe break their defenses here and hope that somebody else kicks them out. Because I wouldn't mind sharing the United Kingdom with somebody else. And now that we have control of these two policies, we are going to change up a little bit these two spots of government. So we're going to focus a little bit on economy, welfare, knowledge, yes, unity, yes, military, no. Maybe a bit of military. Spoils is a way for you to get money. It increases the amount of money you get, but it also... It's kind of like money going to the elite caste of society as well. So you need to satisfy it because they're expecting money and otherwise they're unhappy. So we have to do that. And you can reduce the amount that you need to give to the elites by raising things like, I think it's the cohesion, or maybe it's the inequality. Inequality, yeah. If we reduce inequality, this comes down. This also reduces democracy, decreases sustainability. So ideally you want your spoils number as low as possible, and I think increasing things like knowledge, which raises democracy, also helps combat that. So we're going to want to invest in knowledge for sure until we can get that number sorted. We are going to want... I think we have a space program here. I don't think we need to invest more. We're going to go for boost so that we can get up into space. We don't need to build an army. We definitely don't need any more nukes. Okay. Okay, now we don't really want to change policy here just yet, but it might be worth doing to maybe get some more alliances going that were broken up by these assholes. But we also want to defend this slot, so we're going to defend our interests here. I prefer if these line up, so we will
Securing
defend our
control.
interest.
I'm
We
here.
are going to need to
What's
do
the
a
arm?
public campaign here to keep our public support high enough.
I will
That'll
try to sway
make
the
it more
public.
difficult for
Where
people to
to?
do things.
Ready to go.
And what do we do? Let's take our spy.
Ready for my mission.
We want to investigate. We want to investigate this 89 over in Lithuania.
We'll see what they're up to. Ready.
I
At your
think we
service.
can probably now try to stabilize the UK.
We'll turn down the heat.
Ready for my mission.
And yeah, give me a little bit more
We
public
must
support here.
persuade the people.
Blow the world up, start again. Good luck with stabilizing us. Huh? Just trust in me. Don't worry, I will make Britain great again. Now the problem is we are over our control cap, so we are spending or not going to be getting in as much influence, and of course we use influence for doing all manner of
Securing
missions.
our interests.
But that's okay. Small price to pay. Eventually we will get this number up where it needs to go. Go full dictator. Democracy is
Person of interest
overrated.
surveilled.
Yum dictators, yeah. Alright, that was a humanity first officer that we just investigated. Fine. Not really what we're looking for.
Things are cooling off.
Stabilized the UK a little bit.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
And everything is raising and decreasing by
winning
like
their hearts and
4%
minds.
here, 0.5% wherever. Like, it really feels like it's a lot of work and effort. Special report. Our enemies suffer -3 on crackdown missions against our control point. Hell yeah, I want to do that. Which one is that? Executive privilege. That's a fairly long research, but that's good. It'll stop the enemy from being able to kick us out of places of control. Democracy is overrated. Go full dictator. Wait until we start playing Real Politics 3, which is a game that I also want to start playing a little bit on stream and porting over to YouTube. Because that game, one, takes a lot of learning. It's very deep. It's very intimidating, which is why I never played any of the Real Politics before. But you can do so much fun stuff in that game. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. We're gonna play China, folks. Telling you right now, China #1. West Taiwan #1.
Home is wherever you lay your head, it is said. If only this...
We have the resources to acquire the Capricorn metals for one of our counselors. Do we though? Do we want Capricorn? Is there anything here that we want? There's a few things that we want. MI5. Ooh, baby. Takes 200 influence to pick up MI5 though. Kinda want MI5. We can get is. Must have one of these traits. Sociopath. Faction must have a control point in Iraq or a counselor from there. We don't have any of those. Not that we would want the ISIS. The Ares organization. That's +2 to thing, but no, MI5. We could get MI5, dude. That would be so good. That would make assassinations so much more easy to do. Well, not a lot easier. It really gives us more to investigation and not so much to espionage. But still. Alright, I kind of like where things are going here so far. What's the next step? We have taken away some of their power. The next step is to set national policies in the UK. So let's do that.
Capital.
Ready for orders.
What's the
I'm going
op?
to take a moment to see if we can level up any of our guys. Yes, and we're going to boost you with persuasion. Because that's what you do for me. You're a persuasion stick. Then you've got... You're basically just my admin man. I eventually want you to be able to do like corporate takeovers and stuff. So let's get you leveled up there. He has a ton of XP. Persuasion and administration. Most of that administration is coming from this. You can't do corporate takeovers, no? Steel projects. You can't do corporate takeovers. I might actually reshuffle this guy. What if we take away... I mean, he is my persuasion guy. Let's take that out. Let's take... this out. This out. Let's shift these over to the guy who can do corporate takeovers. My executive, who's really close to being fired, by the way. I don't like this guy. Transfer all of this over. Admin of 22, much better. And you, we can just use this to level up your persuasion, because that's your main thing for me. And you've got a lot of XP, so we'll put in it to there and we'll put some into admin as well. Anything else? Security is going to be important at some point. But I feel like a little bit, like 15 persuasion I think is fine for what we need. And maybe we wait there. Maybe a little bit more persuasion. Try to get this number back positive. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. 36. This is my espionage lady, so espionage up. I don't think that actually affects this number, but that's okay. My assassin is... it is what it is. I think she can use some admin. My rebel, I would like to have her with more command and stuff, but administration lets us get more orgs. That in turn will let us get more stats. So can't really go wrong with administration. And we're basically fixed up here, so that's good. Excellent. Just tweaking our organization, making our people a little bit better. Now our rebel, let's take it from the top. I really do want to find aliens, and we've been seeing alien activity. I'm just gonna head over back to Canada and see that.
Eyes up.
See if there was anything going on, anything untoward. There's an unknown 86 down here. Let's go ahead and investigate them.
Standing by.
What's the op?
And then maybe you can do steel projects for us.
Ready to go.
This guy, sorry.
At your service.
Hostile takeovers.
Ready for my mission.
We will get this gentleman to just do public support in the UK.
We'll make our appeal.
And this
At your
person,
service.
public support in the UK. Keep that as high as possible. Confirm those assignments. Move it forward. Alien base has been detected.
Setting a watch.
I feel like we're not really making any progress in space though, and I would really like to start making progress in space. Liquefied fissioning uranium is spun around a steam of hydrogen, heating it as it is expelled through a nozzle. Newtons. I don't know if we want it. I don't know what we want. Maybe we just don't do anything and focus our research in other places. And maybe we can pull back on this and try to get through executive privilege, because this is really nice. I mean, we've basically secured this branch. But that means this finishes in April. I don't love that. 12th of January. We need to finish Unity movements. It's part of our key thing that we want to do.
Prepping for next mission.
We'll just have to wait. Let's see. What are you doing? Beep beep. Beep beep. Why can't I unpause? Do I need to actually have a project selected? I guess so. Even if we don't invest in it.
We've got some intel on our target.
The humanity first.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Public sentiment is
And this is
increasingly with
the
us.
flow of the game at this stage. You're just trying to stabilize things as much as
Mission
possible.
complete.
Now for the United Kingdom, it doesn't look like there's anything that we can do at the moment. I don't know why. We can declare war, sure. We could seek peace. Cede territory, disband armies. We're not able to. Requires consolidated executive control. We don't have that yet. So what that means is, we go here. We haven't consolidated our power. Right? We got in. We have key people in power, but we haven't really brought it all together yet. So there's certain things that we can't do until like 152 days have passed here. And this is kind of the game's mechanic of saying, I guess, like you can't just immediately move in and screw people over, and it gives them a chance to fight back. I want to know who that is. I want to know who that is. And I want to purge the rest of them out of the United Kingdom. We have enough boosts here that... Do you have to individually manage each country? Yes. But it's easier than you think. Like, for the most part, you go in here, you set your policies however you like. You see the growth that you're looking for in the various sectors or what you want out of that country, and then you can just walk away until you feel like there's some other parameter that needs to be changed. And it's pretty easy to do, just click in the thing. Like, I haven't changed Canada since I picked it up. I've left it like this, with these numbers. That's it. And everything seems good, everything's working out, everything's developing the way I want. Don't need to touch it. So, yes, if you control the world... Yes and no, because when I unify these two countries, I don't think it's going to add all of the control points together. I actually don't know how it works because I've never done it before. But what I do know is that it's going to free up a lot of our control, I think. And that'll allow us to expand and grab more countries. And then you sort of proceed in that way. There's other ways you can take over countries. If you wanted to, you could move in your military. And if your military takes control, of course, you get to like boot people out. Oh, they're not defended here. That's an easy crackdown and an easy purge. Okay, let's do that. Let's send our spy in. Like 85% chance to purge. No need to crack down. The problem is I don't really want to do that. In doing that, it's going to make me go well over my limit, and I don't want to do it. I would much rather crack down and then leave it for somebody else to pick up if they want it. So I'm going to crack down there. Now, crackdown happens after defensive missions. So if the enemy got somebody here and ran a defensive mission, their defensive mission would happen, which would sort of fudge my numbers, making me less likely to succeed. But that's okay, we're gonna do it anyway. But maybe we'll do it with somebody else. What if we coup? No, coup is not a good idea.
Your orders.
I want somebody else to do a crackdown here. There's a 64% chance of success.
Targeting their center of power.
We'll change her because I suspect that this person might be somebody I want to assassinate.
Investigating target.
Coming in to do some sort of mission.
I will try to sway the public. Reporting
Now
in.
they can also try to assassinate your people, which is kind of why you want to maybe not be on their radar as much, and also keep your security as high, because that gives you a bonus to defending when people are trying to murder your guys. And losing a high level person is pretty painful. Now, you, sir.
Ready for my mission.
Just keep lobbying here.
We'll make our appeal.
And you stabilize here.
We'll turn down.
And that'll do. How does combat work? Well, you see some combat happening over here. Let's investigate. Who is this? Project Exodus. That's good. I like that they're taking an interest. Research and development teams report we're now able to undertake the compact solid core fission reactor project. Fuel.
Things are stabilizing.
Stabilize nation. UK should be back to peaceful. They're on our side. Love it.
Public opinion is moving in our
61%.
direction.
Crackdown mission has been successful. Fantastic. Success chance was only 36%. But we rolled a 17. Outcome is a success. Special project available. Increase our control point management capacity by 10. Cooldown on improving relations is reduced by 20. All good stuff. We might make that happen. Can you just straight up invade a servant-controlled country? Yes. You could do that. But then they might act against your interests in other ways. Because remember, it's all supposed to be clandestine, under the table, backstabbery, right? But, you know, you piss them off enough and they might just send a nuke flying in your direction. They don't have to care. So... yeah. They're in Belarus. So yeah, you kind of want to maybe not be so overt unless really you really have to. On top of which, if they were in control of the United Kingdom, they technically have allies with other countries, even though those countries are being run behind the scenes by other factions. But those alliances are still in place. So if we invaded the UK can still ask its allies in Europe for assistance in that war. Now, those countries are being controlled by other factions, maybe, that maybe don't want to get involved in that war because it's not serving their interest, but maybe they will. You know? Maybe they do. I don't know what they're trying to do. So it's a bit risky. But anyway, how does war work? Well, let's see how it's happening in the Ukraine. Because currently, the 20th Guards Army, which is an information age army of with a rating of 4.1, is invading. They're in battle. They're out of Moscow, I think, and they're fighting this guy, which is also an information age based army with a strength of 92%. I think that's how much HP they have left in terms of HP. And I think how it works is these guys are running atomic age tech, for example, and that is determined by a country's military. So we have a military tech of 4.5. We have a few armies here that we could possibly disband. Like this. What I'm telling you is that I have no idea how this works. I have no idea what determines whether or not your units win. I think it's based off of your military technology. But I don't know if my tanks, with its 4.5, straight up win against this. On top of which, I believe they get a defensive bonus for being on home territory. Like, attacking into this is much harder. Because each country has its own sort of militia that also fights on top of military units. So, for example, this has an attack value of 4.473. It gets 4.037 from National Miltech. It's on home territory for an extra 0.2. It has local support because of its cohesion value of 0.38. As your army takes damage, it takes a penalty, and it has a 60% chance to hit. And based on those numbers, that's how it determines who's the stronger army. So for example, we're looking at this over here. It technically has a higher miltech, but it's taken some losses. It has a lower chance to hit. I don't know what determines its chance to hit. First guard, tank army, Russia. The resistance 57% attack. Whereas the 20th Guards Army, Russia, Humanity First has 68. So Humanity First also has an army. I think the Resistance Army is maybe moved in to help. But Humanity First has control of most of the armies of Russia. Thankfully not all of it, but I'm not comfortable with Humanity First either having access to Russia's nuclear stockpile. But better than the servants. Anyway. I guess you can press this question mark and do some learning. But we're not about that here. We're all... Oh, man. Alright, how long have we been going? About an hour and 38 minutes. It's going to be a shorter stream today. Sort of like a taster, an introduction into Terra Invicta, and also need to keep it short so that I can just port it over to YouTube easily. Speaking of YouTube, we are going to be uploading some more Galciv content, starting up a new run fairly soon. I like to record a couple episodes ahead, and unfortunately I did lose an entire day to Dota yesterday, but it's okay. I've uninstalled it. I've uninstalled it. Fuck, man, that game. I will rebuild. Yeah. So I'm like, just one game. Just one game, and that game was a win. And I'm like, all right, cool. Well, that was a stomp. It only took like half an hour. Let me squeeze in another game. That game was a win, but it took an hour. They did not put Balatro on the phone. Oh, what have you done? Now I'm gonna play Balatro on my phone. Oh no, I'm effed. Join me. Absolutely. Let me look it up. Let me make sure that it's actually there. You're not messing me up. Search for games. Oh shit, it's there. You're kidding me. $10? That's a steal. Will do. Yeah. So, 2 wins in Dota. You know what that is? That's a winning streak. You gotta keep it going. You're on fire. So you go game number 3. Game number 3 is a loss. You don't like to end on a loss, do you? So you go again. What's game number 4? Game number 4 is a win. And you know what? That's 4 hours of your life down the toilet. Worse, you go on a lose streak and you're like, man, I gotta break this lose streak. I just uninstalled it. Uninstall it. Anyway. There you go. Terra Invicta, folks. If you enjoy watching me play Terra Invicta, I'll happily play some more. Let me know. 1 run of gold stakes and it's been 3 hours. Brother, uninstall it. Uninstall it. You've got more and better things to do with your life. Identify it's an unhealthy product. Do what I did. Join me. Uninstall it. Like I did with Dota. Get the shit done in your life and then you can come back to it. You got a lot on your plate right now. Anyway, you're a grown ass man. I bet you can handle your addictions better than I can. Put a save in. Absolutely not. Right, Terra Invicta.